Hi, everybody. It's time for episode 8 of Let's Watch Kim Make a Quilt. But first of all, I got to show you something really cute. Hang tight while I move my camera over here. My little assistant is sleeping right now, and it's always in the path where I need to walk. He is really a Velcro dog, but if you listen, he kind of snores a little, but he's a really loud breather. So if you hear him in the background, if you hear a noise in the background, that's what it is. It's him breathing. He's in one of the other videos. I noticed he was really snoozing. But anyway, so we're at the point now where I am assembling the whole dress. And I have all of the left-facing ladies done to this point here. These two pieces that you see in the pattern go on very last after I get the heads on. Right now they're all headless. But what I have done so far is all the right-facing ladies first, and I'll show you one of the finished ones and kind of talk about the whole fussy cutting thing and how that turned out. Some of these look really cool. But first, what I worked on yesterday was, after all the little half square triangles, I sewed all of those little sections together, and they look like this. And I meant to film my method for doing that, and then I got them all done and realized I had not done that. And I wasn't about to rip one apart just to show that. So basically what I do is lay out all my pieces. Sorry, I'm jiggling the camera around here. I lay out all my pieces stacked on top of each other. And I do have these in an order, based on where they're placed in the quilt, just to it helps keep my brain organized. So I lay all these pieces out according to the pattern diagram, and then I just stack them. Unsewn, I stack them on top of each other, and I begin chain piecing I started sewing these two. I sewed these in pairs, and then I sewed this little section together, and then I go back and I start joining again. The diagram of how she sewed these how she sewed these together herself was different than what I ended up doing method-wise. And it's basically, if it works for your brain, it's okay, as long as the outcome is the same. Oh, hold on a second. I'm having camera issues. I'm back. Sorry, my camera was wobbling. So if the method they have lined out doesn't work for you, you can always kind of figure out what works for your brain. As long as the outcome is the same, it's going to be fine. So what we did now, what is going to happen is I will be sewing the upper torso way up there. This is a long block. It will finish, by the time it's finished, it will be 33 inches long. They're tall ladies. So the top of the dress is up there with her back, and then this is the skirt, and then here is the fringe that goes on the bottom, and then each of these will get this little 1.5, 1.25 inch strip on each long side. Once I get these go on the skirt when I get these two together, and then we add the bodice, top, whatever. But I wanted to show you here is a completed dress. Let me see if I can stand up where will show better. So here it is completed. Again, without the head, but you see how all of those birds line up in the center. I could have also kind of taken it and just focused on this bit of all these flowers here and centered them up in this piece. And then if you look up here, this poor little guy got his beak cut off, but it's still, all of these pieces line up. And there's another one in here. Like this is probably one of my favorite colors in the whole quilt. And how I cut to make those flowers center up in her waistband, and then like that. These did turn out very cool. I caught a dragonfly there. And again, same print as the blue, and its waistband was the mustard background and same flowers. And it's amazing how just a different colorway changes the whole look of a piece. And then here's the one with the ladies on it. So there we are. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to finish these dresses up. And then the next thing will be working on the heads and putting the circle decoration on the side of the head and getting that hand stitched. That's going to take a long time because I'm a slow hand stitcher. The count now, as far as time goes, I've been making notes as each day. So I'm up to 40 hours now in this quilt. And there's at least, from just a stitching perspective, machine stitching perspective, probably another 6, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It could be more than that because then we have to assemble all of those dresses, all of those ladies together in columns and get it all cleaned up and nice. And that's just the stitching of the quilt top. And then we have to do the quilting. So there's episode 8. See you later.